Am I in the wrong for neglecting my wife's health to watch The Odyssey? This is just one example of some weird r/am I the a-hole stories that I reacted to. If you want to catch me doing this stuff live, I stream this on Twitch. The link's in the description. Enjoy the video. Am I the a-hole for telling my mother she can't move in with me when she has her own house? Okay, off the bat. Mother has her own house. First off, wants to move in with you? Why? That's weird. I think what we're going to see here is mother having a power trip. I don't know, actually. I can't really guess what's going to happen in this one. We're going to have to read. I, 21 female, live in an on-campus apartment with 3 roommates. Okay. This is the wrong one. I was like, how's your mom going to move in with you? I was like, how's your mom going to move in with you if you have 3 roommates and you live on campus? Okay. Well, now we know how the next one starts. I'm having some issues with my mother, and I thought I'd post here to get a sanity check. I'm 31, single, and I live alone since I was 19. So far, renting small apartments made for single people. My mother lives in our family home with my sister. My sister is an adult. She's working but wants to save on rent. The house is fully paid, not rented. In the last couple years, there's been some occasions when there's arguments in the family. My mother says that she's tired of all of us and that she wants to sell the house and go live somewhere else, which to us doesn't seem like a good idea, knowing that the money she sells the house for may not cover another house alone. The first and most important issue I have right now, I got the chance of buying my own house. And the moment my mother found out about this, she started saying that she will move in with me. I had to tell her that I want to live alone and that I won't let her move in with me because she feels like it and not out of necessity. This, to no one's surprise, caused a big argument that ended with her yelling at me that I don't love her and that I'm ungrateful. Second issue, I'm not the older sibling. I have 2 older brothers that already have their own lives. You could say that their personal economy is not as stable as mine, and they are still renting, even with a family of their own. To me, I feel like my mother is window shopping to see which one of her kids she will be more comfortable, and I don't think that's fair. Interesting. So, your mom's just she's trying to find she's a squatter, trying to find a place to squat. No, I think you're not the a-hole. I think you shouldn't have to. First off, mother has a house, fully paid off. I guess you're 31. And you could buy a house. So you're pretty financially stable here, but you're not obligated to let her move in with you. So not the a-hole. Let's read some of the comments. Hold on to your boundary. Show her other ways you love her or will be there for her, but don't let her move in even for a few months. Yeah, don't let her stay even if she says it's only temporary because she'll never leave. Yeah, not the a-hole. Doesn't sound like your mother is going to listen to reason. She wants her way and is going to yell at you and call you ungrateful if you don't do what she wants. Is there any way you can just tell her that the house purchase fell through and then secretly buy it on your own? What a crazy poll, dude. Just lie to her. Yeah, couldn't buy the house and then just do it. That's insane, dude. Am I the a-hole for not taking my fiance to the restroom mid-movie? Straight off the bat. If I'm at the movies with someone, especially if it's a movie I've never seen before, and they're like, take me to the bathroom, I'm not leaving the movie. Are you crazy? I paid for my ticket. My partner comes first, even if it's a movie I ain't never seen. All right. Okay. But I paid for my ticket. I can't lose any money on this one. You might be right. But maybe we need to hear the story to know what happens. Me, 21 male, and my fiance, 21 female, went with my family to watch The Odyssey. We were all excited since it's been one of the most anticipated movies this year. About 20 minutes in, she grabbed my arm and wanted to cuddle. I liked cuddling during movies. Guys, what are we saying to the restroom? Is she trying to have some fun mid-movie? I like cuddling during movies, but with the theater armrest, it was awkward and uncomfortable, so I pulled my arm back and sat normally. About 10 minutes later, she whispered that her stomach was hurting. I quietly told her she'd be okay. You'll be fine. Around 20 minutes later, she mouthed that she needed to fart, but didn't want to because my family was sitting nearby. I told her if she needed to. Bro, you do the scoot method, where you kind of just scoot a little bit, and it just... About 15, 20 minutes later, she said the same thing again. Then another 20 minutes later, she said she needed to use the restroom. Told her that if she needed to go... By the way, the scoot method does not work if you do have to poo. So it's not 100% hit rate with perfect farts, because if there's anything in there, there could be a problem. I told her that if she needed to go, she should go. She asked me to come with her. I said no because I wanted to keep watching the movie since I didn't need the restroom. I didn't see the point of both of us leaving. Every 15 to 20 minutes for the rest of the movie, she was tapping me and continued saying she needed to go and for me to go with her. I was getting irritated because I was trying to focus on the movie while being interrupted repeatedly. I kept telling her if she really needed to go, just go. But she kept insisting she didn't want to go alone and wanted me to come with her. The repeated interruptions made it harder for me to follow the movie, and I started to feel more frustrated as it went on. That's interesting. Like, if you really got to go to the bathroom, why do you need your fiance to go with you? That's weird. Is that weird? Movie theaters ain't worth it to begin with. Just get DVDs. He is the a-hole in my opinion. He's the a-hole for just going to the movies. Has nothing to do with the fiance, dude. This dude goes to movie theaters. He's the a-hole. I don't know, man. This is looking like a weird, like, codependency kind of thing going on. You know what I mean? She can't go to the bathroom unless she is trying to do a ploy to have some fun in the bathroom. Like, if you have to go so bad that every 15 minutes you're like, dude, please, I need to go to the bathroom. Protection, especially in dangerous cities where thuggings are very common. Does that happen at movie theaters? Oh, go to the bathroom with me. Someone's gonna rob me? Does that happen in theaters? Is it that risky to go to the bathroom in a movie theater that someone's gonna just like, you're gonna walk into the hallway and just immediately get friggin' robbed? Someone might do it. I don't know. Especially in dangerous cities, I guess. Also, girls usually go to the bathroom with someone else. Yeah. Let's keep reading. When the credits rolled, I sarcastically said, now you can go to the restroom since you were bothering me the whole movie. We all used the restroom, talked about the movie on the drive home, and everything seemed fine. When we got back to my house, she was clearly upset. I asked what was wrong, and she said I had put the movie ahead of her health. I responded that she's an adult and didn't need me to accompany her to the restroom. She ended the conversation by saying, yeah, I don't need you. Later, she texted me that she has serious bathroom issues and that I wasn't taking her health seriously. From my perspective, it never seemed like a medical emergency. It seemed like she wanted me to walk with her because she didn't want to leave alone, which is what we were assuming. She says I prioritized the movie over her. My sarcastic comment was rude and I didn't care about her health. I agree the comment was unnecessary, but I also felt it was inconsiderate to repeatedly interrupt the movie over something she was capable of handling herself. I don't think she was unable to go because I didn't accompany her. By the way, this is not an unsafe theater or area whatsoever. She would not be in any danger or harm walking anywhere in this theater alone. Was I in the wrong here? Well, now that could change something. Well, I don't know. It might not change if he's the a-hole, but it does change it rules out the fact that they're in a safe area. Here's the problem. I'm a man. That's not a problem. Women have it so rough. 6'2", by the way. I personally don't know what it's like to have the fear that women have in public. I can see both sides, but it's also just a nice step, gentlemanly, for him to go with her if she asks. Bro, we watching the Odyssey, dude? I'm not missing my movie, bro. And he did make Okay, the snarky comments were unnecessary. I'll say that. Snarky comments were unnecessary. I think if I were really in this scenario, if she asked me to go with her, I'll go with her. Okay, fine. I'm not actually in the scenario. Just reading it, I could be like, I want to watch the movie. The movie's always going to be there. If I want to rewatch it and watch the part I missed, I'll look up 1, 2, 3 movies or wait till it's on Hulu or something. Yeah, I'll just pirate it. That's fine. I'll just pirate it. Mid-movie, we go to the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom. I'm pirating the movie. I can't miss my movie, bro. Maybe we look at some of the comments because I think comments might have some insight. Because actually, it's looking like the comments are disagreeing with chat, not the a-hole. Are you sure she's 21 years old and not only 2? Seriously, it also doesn't seem like a medical emergency because she would have left already, with or without anyone if that's the case. I don't care if it's a safe space. My grandmother, my wife, I'll never want to leave them alone. What a good guy. What a good man. Not the a-hole. OMG, is your fiance always this needy? Did she seriously expect you to hold her hand and walk her to the bathroom like she's a toddler? I can't believe she actually referred to needing to fart as a health concern. That's ridiculous. Now, I will admit, let's look at the progression of this story, okay? She wanted to cuddle. She had to fart. Medical emergency. Sure, we want to keep our women safe. Is she, dare I say, overreacting? Dare I say? Is she overreacting? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know what would have happened if they went to the bathroom. That's what I'm curious about. Should we go to the next one? Maybe it's that time of the month. You know what? Maybe it is. It's a good point. But I feel like she would have just said that. Yeah. every 15 minutes saying, I gotta go to the bathroom. And that's it. Every 15 minutes for the movie. Let's move on to the next Am I the A-hole question. The next Am I the A-hole? Am I the A-hole for declining both of our parents' anniversary trips because we don't think milestone anniversaries should require 15K vacations? Off the bat, let's do our initial title assumptions. What? From what I'm hearing, I don't think you're an a-hole. I think you're dumb. Are they offering, this is what we need to find out from the story. Are they offering 15K for you to go on a trip and you're declining because you don't think you should? Because I don't think you're an a-hole for that, but I think you're dumb. Go on the trip. If I'm being offered a 15K trip for anything, I'm taking it. Let's read the story. Let's find out what's going on here. If it's an offer, I'd go, but if they're assuming I'm paying for a vacation for them, yeah, okay. Based off the title, it's one of those two things. They're paying for vacation, and if you're declining, you're dumb. Or they're asking you to pay. You're not the a-hole, because that's absurd. My husband and I have been together almost 20 years. One thing that's always been true is that both of our families seem to compete with each other over who is the better grandparent, who gives more gifts, who spends more money, and who gets more time with us. It's been exhausting enough that we've intentionally limited contact with both sides. Recently, both sets of parents have had age-related health issues. Since then, every holiday or family event seems to come with comments like, this could be our last Christmas, our last vacation, or our last chance to make memories. I understand where that's coming from. It also feels like every invitation now comes with guilt attached. Oh. The current issue started with my husband's parents' 50th wedding anniversary. The family decided to celebrate with a week-long cruise. For my husband, me, and our child, it would cost around $15,000. Everyone else immediately put down deposits? They're asking you to spend $15,000 on them? What? But this could be our last one, please. No! We quietly declined. It wasn't because we don't love them or don't want to celebrate. We just can't justify spending that much on one vacation. We suggested alternatives like a large anniversary party or family reunion that would let everyone celebrate together without such a huge financial commitment, but those ideas weren't well received. Yeah, because there wasn't 15K on the line probably. A short time later, my parents announced that for their 45th anniversary, they wanted everyone to go on an international all-inclusive vacation. This wasn't something they'd mentioned before, and the timing made it feel like they heard about my in-laws trip and didn't want to be outdone. Oh my gosh. Their trip would cost less than the cruise, but it's still a significant expense. We declined that one too for the exact same reason. We don't think it makes sense to spend that kind of money on back-to-back family vacations, regardless of which side is asking. Now, both families think we're selfish. We don't value family, and we'll regret not making these memories if someone dies. We do understand our parents are getting older, and we genuinely sympathize with that, but it feels like we're being pressured to spend tens of thousands of dollars because of guilt and fear, rather than because it's something we'd actually choose to do. Not the a-hole, first off. Could you imagine if you invite me to something I'm not going to pay 15K? Yeah. Let's read some of the comments on this one, because I think they're all going to agree with us. I thought you were going to say they offered you a 15K vacation as a gift for your 20th, unless you were flushed with cash. Expecting you to spend 15K to celebrate their milestone is nuts. If these events are so important and making memories is priceless, why aren't your parents paying for it? Better to spend it now and enjoy it than to take it to the grave. Yeah. Okay. This is a short one. Am I the a-hole for warning a visitor that they risk having the police called on them? Am I the a-hole for self-defense? Someone tried to punch me and I dodged it. You know, am I an a-hole for that? You know? Depends, but no. It depends. Okay. So I work in a small museum in Italy. Yesterday, we had a couple from Northern Europe coming in to visit. You need to know that in Scandinavia, it's common for parents to leave the children to sleep in their strollers outside of the house and various establishments since it's extremely safe. This is absolutely not the case in Southern Europe, especially here in Italy. That counts as child abandonment, and I would very much not deem it safe for a child to be alone in public space, especially one as trafficked as the specific area where I work. This couple decided to leave their sleeping child, 3/4-year-old, in the same space between the lifts and the bathrooms, where we, the staff, do not pass through often. I only realized that she had been left there because I passed through 2 times in the span of 20 minutes. Thankfully, we were able to locate the parents real quick. It's a small museum. And they were really surprised when we told them that doing that was really dangerous, and in the best case scenario could result in having the police called on them for child abandonment. My supervisors all agreed with me, but some other people just brushed it off and said, but it's normal for them and nothing happened. What's the problem? But it's their culture. You know what the culture in Italy is? Stealing children. No one is the a-hole in this situation, just different laws, different cultures. Yeah, I think if you're going to a different place, you should probably study up a little bit. Especially if you're going to leave your kids outside. Like, if it was part of my culture where I left kids outside, I'd be like, is this a thing they do in Italy? Especially if I didn't see anybody doing that. I'd be like, I should look into this first, right? So I'm going to study up a little bit on what they do here. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's the a-hole here. Just, you should, like, look into culture of the places you're going to go before you go. You know what I'm saying? Dude, that's scary, though. Like, they don't know Italy culture. They're so used to Scandinavian culture, they're like, yeah, just leave the kids out. That's safe. You know what I mean? And then it's like, well, actually, they steal kids here. So I think we should read some of the comments because they might have some insight. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. You did the right thing to tell them. It's normal for them, but they aren't in their country. They're in a different country where they have to learn and respect the customs. If not, they will get burned sooner or later. This is not normal in Scandinavia, but it's true that we let our kids nap outside, but only in our garden where we can watch them. Oh, okay. This doesn't sound like a Scandinavian thing, but a those parents thing, mostly because the child wasn't left outside to nap, but left it alone in public. Oh. So it's not even Scandinavian culture. They're just bad parents. Well, I feel like we've made our decision. They're just bad parents. Am I the a-hole for upsetting parents by protecting their toddler from possible child trafficking? Yeah, you're the a-hole, man. Can't be doing that. Am I the a-hole for refusing to move after my roommate told me she's allergic to dogs? What do we think based off title? Refusing to move after my roommate told me she's allergic to dogs. One of them has a dog. I think it's... Okay. What I think this is going to be. Person A, with a dog, moves into an apartment. Person B becomes roommate. Person B gets mad. I'm allergic to dogs. You got to move out. Person A says no. I was here first. Let's read the story and see what we got. I, 21 female, live in an on-campus apartment with 3 roommates. I'm legally blind. I'm legally blind and have a guide dog. This is completely different from what I thought it was going to be. Housing has known about my guide dog for years, and this will be my 3rd year living in these apartments with her. Earlier this summer, Housing moved me from one apartment building to another because my old building was being renovated. I didn't ask to move. I was actually out of state at guide dog training when it happened, so my friends had to pack and move everything I owned. I've now been living in the new apartment for about 2 months. Everything's unpacked, including my mini fridge, my dog's crate, and all of her supplies. The mini fridge was very important to mention here, I suppose. I've also already learned the new route to campus from this building. One of my roommates moved in a few days ago. I had planned to go back and clean before she arrived, but I got a high fever and couldn't make it back. I emailed her, apologized, explained I was sick, and asked her to leave my belongings where they were until I could return. So far, that's an assigned room. She can't control that and can't really move out, and that's a service dog, so not the a-hole already. Yeah, so far, service dog. She was assigned to the room. She was there first. She's been there for 2 months. She's unpacked everything. Other person just moved in. She replied saying she's severely allergic to dogs. I completely understand that allergies are serious, and I don't blame her for bringing it up. She suggested that I switch apartments with one of her friends in another building. She suggested you switch apartments? Hey, you're blind with your guide dog, and you already unpacked, and you've been living here for a while, but I'm allergic to dogs. Step. Problem is I have everything unpacked and have a lot to move, including mini fridge, my guide dog's crate, all of her supplies. Since I'm visually impaired, I'd also have to learn a completely new route to campus. I don't have the people available to help me second time. I told her I honestly didn't think Housing would move me again since they had already relocated me once, but that I'd ask. She then emailed Housing saying that she, her friend, and I had all voluntarily agreed to switch room assignments. The problem is that I never agreed to move. I only said I didn't think Housing would approve another room for me. I contacted both my area coordinator and Housing to explain that I had not yet agreed to move and wasn't comfortable moving again after already being relocated. Housing later told me that I do not have to move and that because my guide dog accommodation was already on file, it would be up to my roommate to request a room reassignment if she wanted one. I'm currently waiting for housing to let me know when everything is resolved. I feel bad because I know severe allergies are a legitimate issue, and I don't think my roommate is wrong for needing accommodations. At the same time, I don't think it's fair that I was expected to move a second time after already being relocated. Unpacking everything and getting settled. Well, okay, I think this one's pretty clear cut. You're blind with a dog, and you were there first. You were already relocated. You were assigned this room. 2 months you've been living there. You learn the area. Friend moves in, allergic to dogs, wants you to move. No. That's going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching this video. Drop a like and subscribe, and go follow my Twitch. See you guys later.